Hello, my beautiful planty people. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing great. I am doing well. It is a beautiful day outside. Yesterday was warmer. We had the windows open. I know, it was like 10 or 11 degrees, and here in March, that's crazy. And so we took advantage of it. We have sunshine again today. It's a little bit colder, but the sun is coming in and it's so lovely. It's giving me spring vibes. It's making me want to like revamp everything. So this is a bit of an everything sort of video. I have some new things that I picked up, some stuff I got from the dollar store, some stuff that I thrifted. I have a new plant. I have a new plant accessory, and then along with the stuff that I thrifted. I also have some news for you, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that news. I think it's exciting. I'm hoping that you will also think it's exciting. I also want to show you some things that I've kind of changed around the house thus far. I'm really in the process of completely changing my entire space. So I always kind of was a fan of like dark pieces, dark furniture, and I liked that really cozy, moody kind of vibe. But something clicked in me recently, and I just want this beautiful, airy, beachy kind of space. I really want a space because I'm here all the time. I work from home. This is what I do. I wanted a space where I can just feel like it's a little mini vacation spot in my home. Do you know what I mean? Is that translating? I don't know. Anyway, so lots of stuff to show you today, and I hope that you enjoy it. It's a little bit of everything. And also don't forget to stay around for the news at the end of this video. So, goodness, that was super ranty. For those of you who are new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Nicki. This is my channel, Plants, Pots, and Whatnots. And for all of my GFPs, my gluttons for punishment, who keep coming back for more, thank you so much. Welcome back. It is amazing to see you as always. So yeah, this is going to be just a bit of everything. And I think one of the major things that kind of kicked a lot of this off for me is, one, I wanted to lighten my space and make it not feel so heavy, is also that my plants are getting big. Big. So it's one of those things that we don't really realize when we get plants initially. And I mean, we do, it's in the back of our head. But a lot of plants get big fast. And then you realize that these cute little IKEA shelves, you know, they're super cute. They have little, I mean, plants will stay on those for a while. And depending on the plant, that's fine. But once they grow and they hit the, I mean, what do you do, right? So I did figure out some solutions for that I will also share with you today. So I'm all over the place today. I hope you enjoy it anyway. Oh, super long intro. Okay, let's just get into it, shall we? You stuck around, even despite the absolute mess that is going to be today's video. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you that I got is a humidifier. Now, this is a new humidifier for this particular company. I've worked with them before. They're fantastic. Their customer service is great. Their product is great. You know, there's been a lot of companies that have reached out, but this is one that I tend to really enjoy. I mean, I even enjoy talking to them. You know what I mean? Anyways, I think that's important, right? Customer service is important, and how you talk to people is important, especially if you're a business, you know, trying to get your name out there and all that. And anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So I got a new humidifier from Elegans, and this is their ultrasonic aroma humidifier. So it's a little bit smaller. I think it's like a liter smaller. This is a 5 liter. The ones that we normally use, oh, you can't really see it in the shot. It's over the, anyway, you guys know which one I mean, my top fill, which I love so much. So I do also have 2 Levoit humidifiers, and I don't actually use them that often. I find they're really monotonous to fill. You have to take the big tank, and it's it's a thing. They work great, usually. I have had some issues, but I've never had a second or an ounce of problem with Elec Homes. So this new humidifier is ultrasonic #1, which I have never tried before. You can actually put essential oils right into the container unit, I believe, if I've read that. Yeah, add water and essential oil. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 in that regard. I know that a lot of the other humidifiers, they come with like a little tab that you can kind of like drop some essential oils on. But in my opinion, that never really lasts very long. Like I cannot ever smell them after the first like 5 minutes. So I'm really excited to try this one. So I will be doing like a full video on this. If it's something that you guys are interested in, I am really excited to try these out. Like a lot. I've had it here for 2 days now and I've been waiting to do this video. So I'm not going to open it and all that today. I will do a video all about me setting it up and that kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was really cool and it's really cute and very aesthetic looking. Check that out. Isn't that cute? Anyway, yeah. So I won't dwell on that for too long or stick on that for too long, whatever. Anyway, but I did want to show you that I got that because I'm excited about it, obviously. Okay. Anywho, the next thing I got, so I went to Value Village and I think they have these everywhere, but if they don't, and you don't know what Value Village is, it's basically a thrift store where you can drop off items that you're no longer using and, or go to shop for things that, you know, are cheaper that you know, it's a thrift store. Everybody, God, Nicki, shut up. Everybody knows what a thrift store is. Okay, I love going there to find cheap things to, you know, for home improvements or things that I can DIY, something I can use for other purposes. It's an amazing spot. I mean, thrifting is great. I love thrifting. If you don't thrift, goodness, do it. It's amazing. There's all kinds of places that you can, you know, find things secondhand. Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace is a great one. Here in Canada, or at least in Ontario, they have an app called Garage Sale. Really, really cool app, and you can find all kinds of secondhand stuff on there. And I have most of the pieces in my home. Most of them have all come from secondhand places of some sort. So anyway, this first one I got is so cute. I'm so excited. Hold on. So as soon as I saw this piece, I had to grab it. It was $3.99 and it is this cute little, it's like, I think it's like originally supposed to be a fish tank, but it has this cute little lid. It is glass. This little handle is plastic, but I thought, what a cute little thing to make like a mini terrarium with. So my goal with this is to do like a downscaled version of like this cute little tropical forest. I'm going to include rocks and like a little pathway. I think it might be too small and a little bit above my, my skill level, but I mean, ideally, I think it would look really cute with like a little waterfall in the corner. Now, stay tuned in about a month's time because just off camera here, I have this huge Exoterra. Actually, I don't think it's an Exoterra, but it is a terrarium, which would normally be used for reptiles, etc. But I am flipping this into a big terrarium and I'm going to be building a waterfall. I don't know how it's gonna go. It could go horribly wrong because I have acrylic, no, I didn't use acrylic. What did I use? Oh, Eli, careful. I'll be working with things that I haven't worked with before in this capacity. So make sure you stay tuned for that because that'll be really interesting. It could be a complete crap show. But anyway, so I had to show you this because I had to get it. It was so cute. So that will be an upcoming video, is me kind of putting this cute little thing together. And I thought it would be really cute, just sitting on a shelf, this little, you know, unit. Adorbs. Yeah, I said adorbs. Somebody came at me once. Adorbs? Really? Yeah, really. Anyway, okay, so some cool stuff that I found for plant related stuff. Now, I did get a whole bunch of other stuff, but that is for the big exciting news at the end. So I'm just gonna show you this for now. Some stuff that I got that I love getting at the dollar store that helps my plant life just go a lot smoother. So the first thing that I picked up because I was out was these little felt pads. So these are really great for sticking to the bottom of your pot saucer. So these ones right here, the saucers, yeah, you can see those. So what I do is I just take 3 of them usually, depending on the size. So if it's a smaller saucer, I use 3. If it's a bigger saucer, I put 4. And it's just a really great way to save your spaces. Now, I just flipped this shelf behind me that I will show you a little closer afterwards. But I spent a lot of time doing it, and it has a nice new paint finish. And I didn't want it scratched. Also, it's great for glass shelving. And I know a lot of us have, you know, IKEA greenhouses and those like IKEA shelves with the glass shelves. You know what I mean? But these are amazing. So I know I mentioned this tip once before, but I'm mentioning it again. So just these little felt pads. You can also, depending on what, you know, you're going for or what you like, they have little, they're like little rubbery ones as well, and they just stick on the bottom. Anyway, next time you're at the dollar store, pick some of these up. They're super cheap, obviously $1, and you can use them for your pots. Super handy. Okay, talking too long about felt pads. Welcome to Nicki. Okay, the other thing that I picked up, or the next thing that I picked up at, this is actually the Dollar Tree that I went to in case you're looking specifically. So on Amazon, I oftentimes buy the little, they're like plastic terracotta looking pots, and I find they're great for propagations. If I end up giving one to a friend or selling them, it's not something that was super expensive that I'm giving away to someone else. But they have these little packs of terracotta. Now they're not like crazy sturdy or anything like that, but for the purpose of propagation and just giving plants away, these are great little plastic pots. And I think these were $1, and you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 of them for $1. Super great, super handy. They have lots of holes in the bottom. Love them. So that was a really great find. I found them there before, but this size I haven't been able to find. So I bought a whole bunch of them because I can find the smaller ones and I can find the bigger ones. But this particular size, I don't know if it's like a 4-inch maybe. Anyway, super handy find if you happen to be dropping by the Dollar Tree. Okay. The next thing I found, so this was also at the Dollar Tree. I use this stuff for everything. Now this was in their automotive section, and it's just jute wire or cord. And I use this for plant related stuff. You can use it for moss pulls. That's what I think the thing that I use it most often for is for wrapping my moss pulls. I have used jute for so many different things. You can use it to tie your plants onto a moss pole or a trellis. It's just really natural looking, and I love using it because it's rather than using like a plastic tie or something like that, it just looks more natural. Anyway, so that is one thing that I think is a staple, not just in a plant person's arsenal of things, but also just as a like everyday thing because it just has so many uses. Anyway, jute twine, automotive section at Dollar Tree. Okay, the next thing I found, I was like, yes. Okay, so if you guys have seen any of my repotting videos or propagation videos, I have this little like wooden bowl. It was like one of those things that you made in like shop class in grade 8 that they teach you how to like, you know, glue wood together and use a lathe to like make a bowl. And it's not always convenient for me. Number one, it's really heavy and kind of clunky. It's harder to wash, number one. And number two, it's got this felt piece on the bottom that I don't want to soak. Like I don't want to wreck that wooden bowl. So as I was walking through the automotive section in the Dollar Tree, I picked up this oil pan. It's just like an oil pan for doing oil changes, which is something I've never done and don't plan on doing because ew. Anyways, I thought this was so great. It's just a plastic tub, about 3 inches tall probably, and it has a little spout. So you can even use this to bottom water plants, or, you know, like a lot of the time what I'll do is as I'm potting up plants or something, I'll set them in my little bowl and I just give them a water in. Well, in this, you don't really have to worry about it. It contains itself and you can easily pour it out without making a mess. So I love that. And it has this little hook on the end, or this little notch here, and you can just hang it somewhere like under a sink, just to kind of keep it up and out of the way. I bought this yesterday and I used it most of yesterday afternoon already, and it, because you can see the moss inside of it, and I love it. Absolutely great option, super cheap. I think it was $1.50 maybe. You can't get much cheaper than that, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm really hyping that up a lot, but it's because it's so functional and it's just such a good idea. And I'm sure other people have done this. This is not, I'm sure it's not like news to anyone that this can be done, but it's the first time that I like saw something. I hadn't seen it before, but I'm sure it's been done. And I was like, oh, what a great idea. Anyway, okay, what do I want to show you next? Okay, the next 2 pieces are for a revamp of my Mars Hydro grow tent that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks. I always get too many projects going on at one time, so I don't want to tell you this is how long it's going to be until I get it out, because I just have to do everything all at the same time and, you know, just run myself really thin. Anyway, so these aren't ideally what I was looking for, but I do have some more coming on Amazon that I think will be a little bit more appropriate. But I wanted something in my grow tent on my shelves that I could set plants on, so they're not, I don't want trays underneath everything. That's just too much. But I wanted to be able to go in there, and a lot of the smaller plants, just kind of water them right in there. The Mars Hydro grow tent does have like a removable tray that sits at the bottom, which is fabulous for spillovers or soil that gets on there. It's just something that you can kind of fold up and take out, and it's super easy to clean. But I wanted it to be easier. So I went and picked up these little trays at the dollar store. They were, I think, $1.25 each, and they're literally just clear trays. Now I was gonna get like boot trays or something like that, but my method of thinking was I still wanted light to be able to get through to the shelf below it. So I thought these would be a great option. You can set your plants on there. It does have a little bit of a lip so that, you know, your water stays in the bottom and doesn't spill over and completely defeat the purpose of having a tray. But I thought these would be perfect. So make sure you stay tuned for that video where I'll be putting all of these in and doing some of the other stuff that I've got going on here. But yeah, I think I got 4 of these at first just to see if they work. If they do work, then I'll probably go back and get more. But I think I have some coming from Amazon today that don't have quite as much. Like, this is quite a bit of a dip, you know? And so I wanted a bigger surface to put plants on. You know where I'm going with it. Anyway, so super handy, super cheap, great thing. You can even use these to set out on your shelves to set plants on. And then you don't have to worry about damaging, you know, surfaces. And it's kind of decorative, you know what I mean? It's kind of pretty. They're just serving trays that you would use for like a party or whatever, but I'm telling you, dual purpose. Okay, the next thing I'm really excited about. So I follow this plant lover on Instagram. Her Instagram is Lake Effect Plant Lover. And I think she owns a plant shop. She's got all kinds of absolutely beautiful plants. And in her Mars Hydro grow tent, she got these, they're like a hanging rack, kind of like you would put like on the back of a door to like store, you know, items and that kind of thing. And she used those in her grow tent to put like little pots, and so she could take advantage of some of that vertical space on the sides of the tent. And I think that's the one thing that I struggled with the most as far as the tent is concerned, because you can't have anything too high in the middle, like on a shelf or something, because a lot of like that light is so bright and so strong. And a lot of the plants that I personally grow in there can't handle that super high light. But if you move it just out to the sides of the tent, the light is diffused a little bit and you're not getting that intense light. But I didn't know how to take advantage of that space. So I went on Amazon and I looked up the ones that she has specifically. Now they were like $70 each Canadian, and I was just like, I don't know if I can justify spending that much money, and I would need like 3 or 4 of them. So I got to thinking, what else can I use that would serve the same purpose but isn't expensive? Guys, I just looked up on Amazon, you know, door organizer or whatever. And I'm really hoping this works because I was like, oh. So I got these plastic back of door hangers. So it is a pack of 2. I think it was maybe like $15-ish. Anyway, all of the stuff that I got from Amazon, I will link in my Amazon storefront anyways. So what I plan on doing with these, now they do have a lot of like material type ones, but when you're in a super high humidity setting, I didn't want anything molding. I wanted something that was super easy to clean. So if it got dirty and it got like, you know, soily or muddy or sphagnum mossy or whatever, I could just easily clean it. So that's why I went with the plastic. The plastic is also cheaper. I got 2 for the price of what I would pay for like one of the material types. Also, it's customizable, and I'll explain why. So my plan is, so you have all these little pockets. So what I want to do is use all of these little pockets for plants. So whether, they'll probably be in spag moss because I propagate the majority of my plants in spag moss. You could even do perlite, whatever you want. But my idea kind of focused around spag moss because A, that's what I use, and B, I thought this would be perfect. So what I'm gonna do is actually, when I put the plants in here, I'm gonna just take a little, I don't know, a pin, or I guess it's gonna have to be something a little bit bigger, or just poke a little, like 2 little holes at the bottom. So you get a little bit of airflow, and you also have a place for some excess water to drain out. I am really excited about this. I'm hoping it works as I want it to. And it comes with the little hooks on the top. So, and the way that the frame is designed, it's inside. So I can just hook those little pieces that would normally go over your door, like right onto the actual frame of the unit. And that unit, that Mars Hydro tent, the frame is quite sturdy. I was really impressed. If you saw the original video that I put together, I was quite impressed with how sturdy it was. So I think this is going to be a great option. I can fit more plants in my tent. And I mean, who couldn't always use more space for plants, right? Anyway, so stay tuned for that video because I'm really excited to get that project started, as I am about all of my projects. Okay, here is the plant that I wanted to show you. I got this plant from Plant Haven, Toronto. It may not look like much right now, I will give you that, but so this is a Philodendron elegans, and they are so pretty. Here's what they look like when they get more mature. And like I always say, you guys know me, I love different textures and different leaf shapes and stuff. And this one just is so like beachy and palm fern-ish like, and I just love how they look when they mature. So they're just tiny right now, but it has already grown to, well, a leaf and a half since I've got it. And I only got it maybe not quite a week ago. I think I got it last Wednesday maybe. I think I've had it a week. Anyway, super cool plant. Can't wait to see this one grow. It looks like it's going to be a fast grower. I really hope so. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this guy because I think it's just going to be so cool. It's just a delicate, pretty plant. So yeah, that is the plant that I wanted to show you today. The Philodendron elegans. I have a bunch of other stuff that I could show you, but it's for other things. So really quickly, I want to take you around and just kind of show you what I've done so far just in my space to kind of change it up and make it a little lighter and brighter. I'll tell you some plans that I have for things that I still need to do or want to do. And I'll show you some of the things that I have done to be able to have my plants grow and still look nice and fit where I want them to. So let's go on a field trip. Okay, let's go ahead and start on this side. Now, this is a piece right here that I found on garage sale, secondhand. Somebody was selling it for, I think it was $60. Here is a photo of what it looked like in the ad when I originally bought it. And I love finding things like this because it's so easy to flip and make look new and modern. So what I did with this one is I went ahead and took my white, I think it's called cottage white chalk paint, which is linked in my Amazon storefront. Finally, I linked all my paint supplies. Sorry for the delay on that, by the way. So I went ahead and painted the entire frame this cottage white color. It's a nice white. It's not like super bright white, like say the pot, but it's a nice, it's not creamy. It's just a nice white. Anyway, it's white. And then on the sides where this little insert piece is, I painted this really nice light gray color. So it just gives it a little bit of, you know, an accent. I think it would have, if I had painted it white, it just would have been too much, but I love how it turned out with this nice light gray side. And then what I did with these, just to make them a little bit more modern looking. Now, if you see in the original picture here, these were just this material all the way across. Some of them were kind of fraying and breaking. So I took my thicker gauge jute cord and I just wrapped it around there, super glued it to the back. And if you can see there, so it's all nice and flush. And I think that just kind of like upped the, you know, the visual on this. I love how it turned out. I am obsessed with this thing. And so I just kind of, whoa, stand up. So I just kind of decorated it. Not all of this stuff is going to stay here. These two plants will probably be moving. It's a little busier than I wanted, but I have some new shelving again that I have to put up that these will go on. But I thought this piece was really cute here. I picked this up at Value Village and it's just a cute little lantern. It's got the, you know, little rope handle. And I thought it just fit really well on here. I have my little aroma thing there, and then I have this cute little thing that Jada made me when she was in public school, this little swan. It's really cute. So I just kind of have that sitting there. Anyway, if anyone's wondering what this is, I think it kind of looks cool because it's, you know, rustic and whatever, but if I ever see pieces of driftwood or anything like that, either on garage sale or secondhand places, or even out, you know, when I'm out places, if that ever happens, I always pick them up because I find great uses for them. You can either use them in like decor, or I'm working on a lot of terrarium type projects, so a lot of that stuff will be used there. And I also have my moss pole back there that you can see that is from Trofolia. They're straight up self-watering moss poles that I haven't installed yet because I still have to repot the plant that I want to put it in. That was a lot. Anyway. So I'm still working a little bit on this wall. I do want to do some stuff over here, but I've just kind of made it so it's this. Let me see if I can back up. Yoink. There. So I kind of wanted just this really nice light green space. And those planters, I know I mention them all the time, but they're so great and they look so nice. So I might get some more just to kind of put in around here. So it's this big green wall space. Now this area still, number one, there's stuff all over the place, but it's still really heavy. So I actually ended up buying secondhand this smaller table and this table and chairs set that I'm going to refinish in a lighter color. So it's going to lighten up this whole area. So that's a project for another time, but that will be changing. So let's deal with this area. So this area is going to change as well. Originally, what I wanted to do was buy a new piece for here that's white or light colored so that it wasn't so heavy here, because you have the black TV and you have this, but then I have these beautiful white cabinets on either side. So what I decided I'm gonna do is paint this myself. So this little fireplace piece is an insert, so I can pop that out. I'm going to take this piece out and I'm just going to kind of refinish the whole thing so that it's a nice bright piece. And then the only dark piece you really have is the TV. I think it's going to look so pretty with, you know, like the white, like all the way across, you know? Anyway, so that's a thing. I also, you guys know that I had this spool table forever. I got it probably about a year and a half ago, and I just loved how cool and rustic it was. Here's a picture of what it used to look like. And I just love the whole rustic look of it, but with, you know, updating in here and making it look bright and airy and just beachy, I wanted to give this thing an upgrade. I really like the whole spool idea. So what I did was I took that same cottage white that I used on this piece here. I painted the top and the bottom the white, and then just did the gray on the pedestal piece. And I love how it turned out. It just brightened everything up in here. I didn't want a big, huge, clunky coffee table in here, and I just kind of really like how it turned out. And then of course I have, this isn't how I want it to look, it's still a little cluttered for me, but this is a piece that I painted a while ago that I think just kind of fits really well on there. It just gives you that whole beachy vibe, and I like it. Okay. So I guess over here is the next place I'll show you. So I tried to film a video of me putting this shelf together and putting all the plants on it, but honestly, I ended up just scrapping the whole video because it wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. And you guys have seen me put how many shelves together by now. But I'll just kind of give you a brief overview. Oh, P.S. Check it. We've got a new leaf. It's only got one fenestration though. There it is. This guy is getting so huge. Oh, okay. More on that in a second, sort of. So on this shelf, so these are the IKEA, oh my goodness, I can't remember what they're called. I'll insert it on the bottom of the screen. Anyway, what I like about these shelves in particular, or this shelving unit, so it's the same one that I've got over here. Number one, it's white. I like that. And number two, all of these shelves are adjustable. So it really grows. I guess I should give you like an overview, right? Sorry. Anyway, it really gives your plant space room to grow. So if these plants here get too tall, I can just drop that shelf down a level and give the plants more space. I love that. It's an amazing little shelf. It's cute. You can dress it up, make it aesthetic. I still have to work on the top. I do want some trailing plants over the side. When you're decorating on shelves, it's always good to break up the straight lines by putting like a trailing plant. So for example, here I have my string of hearts and it's kind of trailing over the side, just breaking up that horizontal line. And then same over here, I have this wonky cactus. He still needs to be repotted, but it's trailing down and just breaking up. Makes things look not quite as industrial looking. Do you know what I mean? Less plant shoppy, more decor-y. Yeah, those are new words. Anyway, so as far as lighting is concerned, I took two of my older plate lights and I put these right up here. I actually used clear zip ties. And I don't love how it looks, but honestly, you can't really tell. Like, they're not super noticeable. So for the top shelf, I used those two. The next, I just reused the lights that I had on the IKEA shelves that were here. So these are just those, you know, those. These aren't the Barina ones. These are the ones that I got probably about a year ago that have more of the yellow hue to the light, which I don't love. But I had gone back on Amazon to try to find those Barina lights, like these ones that have a nice white, it's almost like a pink hue to the light. Thanks for backlighting on me. Anyway, but they didn't have them. They just weren't there. So I had to use what I already had, which is totally fine. I just wanted to have all my shelves have that cohesive look, like, and everything kind of looks the same. But I was able to find them about a week and a half ago. So they finally brought them back. I bought 2 boxes just because, you know, you can just never have enough. So anyway, I have those. I'll probably change them out for these ones just so that everything in this room looks the same. I don't like a whole bunch of different colors of lights. I find it really confusing for your eye, especially if you're going for a more decor-y type look. Anyway, so these shelves are a great option for anybody who has a growing collection, who potentially has a lot of smaller tropical plants that will grow taller. These are great. So the other thing that I wanted to show you over here, well, one, look at this. So I took these are the, I think they hold, I think it said 80 pounds. Now I probably wouldn't put 80 pounds on these unless you're using multiple ones, but for this little pot, it was so cute. So I just stuck the little magnetic hook there and hung this little plant. I just wanted him somewhere that you could see him, and he is growing like crazy. He is loving life right there. And another cool thing, and it's not aesthetic by any means, and I want to fix it down the line somewhere, but the situation that I had the light for my debaya in before, it was much too close and caused a lot of bleaching here. So this shelf, because it's taller, I was able to get this light up higher and away, further away from the plant. So I have it aimed kind of at the top. You can see where the light is kind of shining. So as best as possible, I'm trying to mimic where the sunlight would be shining from, because plants like this and most plants grow towards the light, right? So in order to get it to grow tall and everything, I'm hoping that situation is going to be great. The problem will come when it hits the ceiling and hasn't released yet. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, the other thing that I did, and I also shot a video on this, but then scrapped it because I wasn't like super happy with the result, but I took, so this is an wicker shelving unit that I literally found down the street on the side of the road. Somebody was getting rid of it. It was just the plain wicker look at that point. But those things, if you look on Garage Sale, if you try to find one of these, they go anywhere from $200 to $300. So to find one that was in really good shape that somebody was just giving away, I was like, go get the truck. We're putting that in. So I brought it home last summer. I spray painted it white. So it's this white wicker. It's really, really cute. You guys have probably seen this before in my videos, but I went ahead and spray painted the whole thing white. I redid this whole shelf. I've got my books on display now. I find it looks a little busy, and once I get the other shelf that I have to set up done, some of these plants will go over there so it doesn't look so crowded. But I think it's cute. I think it's cute. I've got, you know, little setups, and these are all Jordan's cookbooks, and you know, my little sign that I'm still working on. But anyway, that's just one of those little planty DIY things that I used and redid and kind of like it. Man, I'm talking a lot. Feels like I haven't talked to you guys in forever. Anyway, nothing really here has changed. I just want to explain what my plan is for this space. So let me back up, see if I can get better light. Maybe. Sort of. Okay. So you guys know that I set this shelf up, what, like a month ago maybe? I am already having problems with the plants on the top. If you can see right there, that is my Philodendron Splendid. I've had to position the pot so that the plant kind of grows behind that shelf, like closer to the window, because it's already too tall for there. Also, my Philodendron Majestic, I'm hoping I can get a good shot because it's looking so pretty. Look at her. Can you see her? Oh, it's so dark. Anyway, she's growing like a weed. That leaf just opened and already, oh no. Oh, we're close. We're almost at the top there. So, I mean, I've said this before, plants growing are a good problem to have, but we do struggle with spatial issues, right? And these are the IKEA shelves that I was talking about before. They're great, but if you have larger tropical plants or plants that will get taller, you're going to run into problems. So that's why I love these particular shelves, because they can grow with your collection. So I bought a second one of these. Oh, I bought a third one of these because I love them so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange them so one is here, there's a small gap in the middle, and then one is over on this side. And I'm going to put this huge chia pens right in the middle between the two, and then I'll have like a shorter plant right in front, probably my variegated bird of paradise, because it is growing a new leaf right now and is going to be crazy tall. And then that gives me a lot more space to put some of the larger plants and a space that I can adjust as my plants are growing. So that'll be something that is upcoming here soon as well. I am out of breath, guys. Anyway, I think that was all I wanted to show you. Oh, I will show you this. So this is the terrarium that I was talking about. I got my silicone. I've got my Great Stuff expanding foam. I have my little pump here for my little water fountain or waterfall that I want to do. Yeah. I got everything all set and ready to go. I've got those plastic sheets. So that's corrugated plastic that I'm going to be using to kind of build the area for the waterfall and the little pond area. So yeah, I've never done this before in this scale, so this should be interesting. I've been watching a lot of professional terrarium builders, Tanner from Serpa Design. There's this one guy that I am obsessed with. His videos are so relaxing. I think his channel is called Azu. It's something in, I believe it's Chinese. I could be wrong. I apologize greatly if I'm wrong. But his channel is so relaxing. He doesn't really speak. He'll put, if he needs to, like little side notes on the bottom and stuff like that. But he has the most creative and imaginative mind when it comes to terrarium building. And the pieces he makes are absolutely stunning. So if you're ever looking for something to watch like that, that's super zen and you just want to chill, I'll link his account below because honestly, so cool, so cool. Anyway, rambling again. Oh, my bad. Okay guys, we are at the end of all of the stuff that I wanted to talk to you and show you about today. I really hope you enjoyed that. And without further ado, let me tell you the news that I have. So, I did mention it, I don't know if it was in, I think it was in my Hoya collection video, that I had been tossing around the idea of creating another channel, a second channel for home decor, DIY projects, organization, thrifting, all of that stuff. I find that in this day and age, everything is so expensive, and I, over my years, my 41 years, almost 42, let's just get away from that. Anyway, I have always loved finding things and making something out of nothing. And so I am designing and building a channel entirely around that. So different DIY projects that you can do for next to nothing, home renovation projects that you can do for next to nothing, great ideas for renter safe options for upgrading your space and making things more organized and more functional and more beautiful. It's just everything, all of that kind of stuff. Organization, DIY, cleaning, revamping, and I really hope that some of you may be interested in that as well and follow me over there. Make sure that you stay tuned for the announcement for, I think I have picked a channel name. I won't share it just yet in case I end up changing my mind, but I am starting today to film videos for that second channel. So I'm probably gonna have one video a week out on that channel, and I want to get about 4 to 5 videos already set and scheduled and ready to go. So that's another huge project that I'm working on because clearly I don't have enough to do. Anyway, So I really hope that some of you guys will be interested in that and possibly go check out my second channel. And like I said, I will definitely let you know when the channel is live and when you can go and subscribe if you want to. Anyway, so that is my big news, and I hope you find it as exciting as I do. Okay, anyway, so I think that pretty much does it for today's video. It was a little bit all over the place. It was rambly, but you know what? That's me, and that's what you get when you kick around and hang out as my GFPs. You're gluttons for punishment for a reason, because you have to listen to me ramble. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to, but I really appreciate you do. Like a lot. All right, guys, I will go ahead and wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for liking and watching and commenting and subscribing. I love you guys so much, and if you are still here, I want you to go down in the comments and find an emoji or combination of emojis that best represents organization. I don't even know if something like that exists. Be creative. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. I love you all to bitty bits. Have an amazing and wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. And I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!